Chapter 1. To know the world and still love it? Would you object to never seeing each other again? 'Cause I can't afford to climb aboard you. No one's got that much ego to spend. Amy Mann, Deathly. There are days we remember to remember for the rest of our lives. We see something of unusual beauty or heartbreaking sorrow. We hear news of wonder and glory or of unbearable sadness. Or perhaps we heard or read something that we know is very important, and because of solidarity with history and the human condition, we know that we cannot walk away from it. The way that Claudette Powell lives her life makes all of us stop. Several years ago, she was asked by U.S. aid in the White House to travel to Africa and spend 3 months assessing the impact of famine and drought on disease. A physician by training, she had taught at Harvard Medical School before deciding to live many years in Cambodia, offering her medical skills through the work of World Vision. She eventually returned to the States, taking up the position of physician at USAID, responsible for all U.S. programs for tuberculosis throughout the world. As she explained, why this matters now is that most who die of AIDS die of tuberculosis. So in the early days of Bono's advocacy for AIDS in Africa, and of the Bush administration's decision to give $15 billion toward that need, Claudette's judgments were crucial in the calculus of America's response. It was Christmas time when she returned. As she was a dear friend, we invited her to join us for lunch one day. Our tree was still lit, the fireplace aglow, and big, fluffy snowflakes were falling outside the bay window in our living room, the one our children called the Peter Pan window. After we sat and chatted for a while, she began to tell us of the horrors she had seen. It was outrageous, she said again and again and again. I remember her words because the contrast was so stark. Christmas glory and the greatest grief. How do you hold both in your heart? As I listened to Claudette, I wondered how she could know what she now knew and still choose to love her work in the world. Washington, D.C. is my city. For years I have lived and moved and had my being in what has been the capital city not only of the United States but of the world. 100 years ago it was not, and 100 years from now it is unlikely that it still will be. As Rome was, as Constantinople was, as London was, Washington is. For now, it is the city where Bono must come to plead for Africa. Not Dublin, not London, not Paris, not Beijing, not New York, not Los Angeles. Washington is where decisions are made about the way the world will respond to the AIDS crisis, and it is to the White House and the World Bank that Bono has to make his case. But if power is the coin of the realm, then cynicism is the atmosphere breathed. People with all sorts of hopes and dreams come to my city, putting their shoulders to history, working to bring their visions of the way the world ought to be into reality. Potomac fever is in the air. But with the potential for powerful work to be done, there is also the potential for cynicism to be born. More often than not, people want to do the right thing. They want their lives to matter, their visions to shape the way the world works for the common good, at least as they understand the good. In 1,000 different ways, they want their ideas to have legs. That is what makes Washington, Washington. Several years ago, I was sitting in the Senate dining room in the Capitol building, talking with the novelist Tom Wolfe, and a few of us were asking questions about his life and work. One longtime journalist in the city asked, "What is the difference between Washington and New York?" Without a blink, Wolfe, a New Yorker, responded, "Washington is the city of ideas. People come here because of ideas, to debate ideas, to see ideas become reality." That seemed remarkably perceptive. But because that is true, it is likely that those who come to the city of ideas will join the generations before them that realized the sober truth that the work of Washington is a very messy business too. As Otto von Bismarck, the 19th century Prussian statesman, noted several generations ago, "If you want to respect law or sausage, then don't watch either being made." Ideas about who we are and how we live together is the stuff of this city. Laws are imagined, laws are debated, laws are legislated.